How many times have you said, I'll start tomorrow? How many times have you had a great idea but never followed through? And how many times have you seen someone else, less talented than you, succeed just because they took action? Let me tell you something you may not want to hear. Your excuses are lying to you. Your dreams are dying because you're waiting for the perfect moment. And the perfect moment is never coming. So I want you to listen closely, not just to hear me speak, but to hear your future begging you to change. This is not a speech for the lazy. This is for the tired, the stuck, the frustrated, the ones who know they are capable of more but just haven't pulled the trigger. Stay with me till the end, and I promise you will never see your fear of taking action the same way again. Everyone has dreams. Everyone has visions of what they want their life to look like, the business they want to start, the book they want to write, the shape they want to get into, the habits they want to build. But here's the truth. Your dreams mean absolutely nothing without action. Ideas without execution are just fantasies. They make you feel good for a moment, but they take you nowhere. You can sit in your room and visualize the life you want. You can write down goals. You can talk about your plans all day long, but if you're not moving, if you're not doing something about it, you're wasting your time. Harsh? Maybe? But it's true. The people you admire, the ones who have built something from nothing, they didn't do it by thinking their way to success. They did it by forcing themselves to take that first step, then the next, and the next, no matter how unprepared or scared they felt. We live in a world that romanticizes vision and passion. But action? That's the part no one wants to talk about because it's hard. It's gritty. It's not glamorous. It's waking up at 5 when you don't want to. It's sending that email that might get rejected. It's putting out your work and risking criticism. It's choosing to do the uncomfortable thing over and over again. But that's where growth lives. That's where transformation happens. Not in the comfort of your thoughts, but in the messiness of action. You don't need a perfect plan. You don't need to feel 100% ready. You just need to do something today. That something might be small, but it has to happen. Because once you act, you break the inertia. You interrupt the pattern of delay. And that's the secret. Action creates momentum. It builds confidence. It changes how you see yourself. You stop identifying as the person who talks and start becoming the person who does. And here's the beautiful part. Once you start acting, your mind begins to believe you. You start proving to yourself that you're someone who shows up no matter what. That belief, that's how real change begins. The longer you wait, the louder the doubt gets. The more you think, the more excuses you find. The moment you take action, you silence all of that. Not because the fear disappears, but because you've chosen courage over comfort. And that single decision, made again and again, is how dreams are built. Not in your head, not in your heart, but in your hands through work, through discipline, through consistent, imperfect action. Your ideas are not special. What you do with them is force yourself to take action, because every day you don't is a day your dreams die a little. And no one is coming to save them but you. Discomfort is a signal. Most people run from it, avoid it, or try to numb it. But the truth is, discomfort is often the clearest indicator that you're on the right path. Growth never comes wrapped in comfort. The very nature of doing something meaningful, something that will stretch your limits, challenge your habits, and take you to a new level requires you to step outside what feels easy. That discomfort you feel when you're about to do something new, something hard, something uncertain, that is the exact feeling you need to lean into, not away from. Because on the other side of discomfort is the life you say you want. People wait for confidence to come before they act, but confidence is built by walking straight into what scares you. When you force yourself to take action in the direction of discomfort, you're not punishing yourself, you're training yourself. You're building mental calluses. You're teaching your brain that it's okay to be uncomfortable, that you can still move forward even when things feel uncertain. And over time, that discomfort becomes your new normal. It doesn't go away, but you learn how to manage it, how to harness it, and how to use it as fuel instead of fear. Look at any breakthrough you've had in your life, no matter how small. Maybe it was standing up for yourself. Maybe it was trying something new. Maybe it was failing at something and learning to try again. What all those moments have in common? Discomfort. Every valuable lesson, every milestone, every piece of strength you've developed came because you did something that wasn't easy. That's not a coincidence, that's the process. The problem is, most people interpret discomfort as a stop sign. They feel nervous and think maybe this isn't the right time. They feel awkward or out of place and assume maybe I'm not ready. But discomfort isn't a warning, it's a compass. It's telling you this is where the change happens. If it's scary, if it's challenging, if it makes your heart race a little, that's probably where you need to go. That's the exact moment where you need to force yourself forward. And no, it doesn't feel good in the moment. That's why it's called discomfort. But it feels incredible later. After you've done the thing you were avoiding, after you've survived what you thought you couldn't, after you've proven to yourself that you're capable of more than you thought, you become different. Stronger, more confident, more alive. So don't run from discomfort. Don't wait for it to disappear. Recognize it for what it is. A sign that you're growing. A sign that you're moving. And if you're serious about changing your life, you need to force yourself into discomfort over and over again. Not because it's easy, but because that's where everything worthwhile begins. No one is coming to push you. No one is coming to drag you out of bed, hand you a perfect plan, and make you take the steps toward your dreams. People can support you. People can cheer for you. But no one, not your friends, not your family, not your mentor, is responsible for your life except you. And that's both the harsh truth and the greatest gift. Because once you truly understand that it's all on you, you stop waiting. You stop blaming. You stop making excuses. You realize that the power to change your situation has been in your hands all along. We grow up thinking that someone will come along to motivate us or save us when we feel stuck. That someone will give us a sign or the perfect opportunity. But life doesn't work like that. Opportunities don't come with a knock at the door. They're created by movement. Progress doesn't start with luck, it starts when you force yourself to act without waiting for permission. Waiting is the biggest trap. Waiting for the right time, waiting to feel ready, waiting for life to calm down. But waiting is just disguised fear. It feels safe, but it slowly drains your time, your energy, your potential. The truth is, you already know what you need to do. Deep down, you know the habits you need to break, the work you've been avoiding, the changes you need to make. But knowing doesn't change anything. Action does. And that action has to come from you. Even on the days when you don't feel motivated. Especially on those days, because that's when most people quit. That's when most people give up and say, maybe I'm not meant for this. But those are the exact moments that define who you are and who you'll become. When you force yourself to act even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's inconvenient, that's when you start building real strength. Nobody is going to hand you the life you want. You have to build it. Piece by piece. Day by day. Step by step. It's not about waiting for your big break. It's about showing up consistently until you create your break. It's about making decisions when it's hard, staying disciplined when it's boring, and pushing forward when no one is watching. That's what separates the people who succeed from those who stay stuck. So stop looking around for someone to fix it for you. Stop hoping for something to magically change. The change is you. And once you take ownership of that, once you stop outsourcing your responsibility and start forcing yourself into motion, everything begins to shift. You don't need more advice. You don't need more time. You need action. You need to decide that no matter what happens, you will show up. You will fight for your future, and you will not wait for anyone else to do it for you. Because no one is coming. And that's exactly why you must start. Most people think change happens overnight. They wait for a massive shift, a big break, or one huge decision to turn everything around. But real change, lasting transformation doesn't come from one big action. It comes from 1,000 small ones. And that's why forcing yourself to take even the smallest step every single day is the key. Because every small step builds momentum. Momentum is what turns effort into progress. It's what turns discipline into habit. And it starts with just one decision. To do something today, no matter how small, that moves you forward. Too many people get caught in the trap of thinking, if I can't do it all, why bother doing anything? That mindset is a lie. It's the enemy of progress. The truth is, progress is rarely loud or impressive. It's not always visible right away. Sometimes it's waking up a little earlier. Sometimes it's making that uncomfortable phone call. Sometimes it's choosing to show up when you'd rather take the day off. These small decisions may not feel significant in the moment, but they stack. Over time, they compound. And before you even realize it, the person you were starts to disappear, replaced by someone stronger, someone more focused, someone in motion. And motion is everything. Once you're in motion, everything becomes easier. Not because the work is easier, but because you are building belief. You're proving to yourself that you're capable, that you're disciplined, that you're becoming the kind of person who doesn't break promises to themselves. And that belief becomes fuel. It becomes the energy that carries you through the days when motivation disappears. One of the biggest mistakes people make is underestimating the power of consistency. They want the explosion, but they ignore the spark. But without the spark, the fire never starts. Without the first step, there is no journey. If you wait for motivation, you'll lose momentum. But if you create momentum through small, consistent action, you won't need motivation. The motion will carry you forward. Every small action is a vote for the person you want to become. You don't change your life by changing everything in one day. You change your life by doing one thing differently and repeating it until it transforms who you are. And the beauty of momentum is that it doesn't require perfection. You can fail. You can fall short. But if you keep moving, if you keep showing up, you will grow. You will get better. You will begin to feel the power of movement on your side. So stop waiting for the perfect plan. Stop thinking you have to do it all right now. Just take the next step. One email. One workout. One uncomfortable conversation. One habit. Then repeat. Because when you force yourself to take those small actions every day, success is no longer a possibility, it becomes inevitable. Motivation feels good, but it can't be trusted. It comes and goes like a wave. One moment, you're ready to take on the world. The next, you're looking for reasons to delay. If you build your life on motivation, you build it on something that's inconsistent and unreliable. You can't afford to wait for a feeling to decide your future. The most successful people aren't the ones who are the most motivated. They're the ones who've trained themselves to act regardless of how they feel. That's what discipline is. It's doing the thing you committed to long after the mood you made the commitment in is gone. Discipline doesn't ask if you feel like it. It doesn't negotiate. It doesn't give you an out. It shows up even when you're tired, even when you're discouraged, even when the results aren't showing yet. That's what builds real progress. And the best part? Discipline can be developed. You're not born with it. You build it by forcing yourself to do the hard thing every day until it becomes part of who you are. It's like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. And the stronger it gets, the less you rely on motivation at all. The truth is, your feelings will betray you. They'll tell you to sleep in, They'll tell you it's okay to skip today. They'll convince you that one missed day won't hurt. But that's how failure starts, one excuse at a time. Discipline is what silences those voices. It's what takes over when your mind starts negotiating with your goals. Because let's be honest, there will be days when you're tired. There will be days when everything feels like it's falling apart. And there will be days when motivation is nowhere to be found. Those are the days when discipline matters most. What most people don't realize is that discipline creates freedom. It seems like forcing yourself to do hard things every day would be restricting, but it's the opposite. It gives you control. It gives you confidence. It gives you the freedom to build the life you want instead of being a prisoner to your moods. And once discipline becomes your habit, you don't need to think, you just do. That's when progress becomes automatic. That's when the results start stacking up, even when life gets chaotic. So stop waiting for motivation to strike. It's not coming. And even if it does, it won't stay. Build discipline instead. Force yourself to act when it's hard. Push through when it's inconvenient. Choose the uncomfortable path, not because it's easy, but because it's necessary. That's how you build a life you're proud of. That's how you become unstoppable. Not by feeling good, but by doing what needs to be done every single day, no matter what. Let me leave you with this. You don't need more time. You don't need more motivation. You don't need someone to come and rescue you. You need to decide right here, right now, that you are done waiting, that you're done making excuses, that from this moment on, you will be the kind of person who takes action even when it's hard, even when it's scary, even when it's uncomfortable, because that's what it takes. Success isn't for the smartest. It's not for the luckiest. It's for the ones who force themselves to move day in, day out, no matter what. The ones who act when it's boring. The ones who keep going when no one's watching. The ones who bet on themselves again and again, even after they've failed. So don't wait for the perfect day. It's not coming. Don't wait to feel ready. You won't. Force yourself to start. Force yourself to continue. Force yourself to finish. Because the only thing standing between the life you have and the life you want is the action you haven't taken yet. Now get up and go do what needs to be done. Your future is waiting on you.